the Houston Business Hour is Friday. That means it's Mark Jeffrey and myself, Kevin Price. We're talking about the Houston Home edition of the Houston Business Hour. That's a lot of syllables, especially for 7 o'clock in the morning.
I'm still drinking my first cup of coffee. I'll be awake here shortly.
That's right. Mark Jeffrey will be joining us later in the program. I've only got about a third of my Coke down, so I've got a crisis over here.
Yeah, so we better wake up. We got a full house.
Gotta wake up. We do have a full house. We have a lot to talk about. Why don't you talk about your guests coming on later on in the program?
Well, we've got Jack Stone with Custom Central Systems, and we'll let him explain what Custom Central Systems means. But I think it's something to do with central vacuum systems, which are definitely back. People used to use them years ago and kind of fell out of favor, but we're putting them in a lot of homes these days.
And there's people like me who didn't even know they left. Poor me. All right, and then we also have, and we're going to be talking to you right here in just a few minutes. We've got Steve Levine over there at SteveLevineMedia.com and Real Estate Executive Magazine, and he's brought a guest in, and that's Tim Sojka, and we'll be introducing both of them here in just a minute. You want to mention that, I already do a lot of jobs, as you know, but I got a new part-time job.
Oh, what's that?
I'm now like a research assistant to those guys over there at Sports Radio 610, and they tell me about how hard they work, and I casually was telling them stories about a guest they're going to have later today of Kent Hans. I'm sure it's after the 8 o'clock hour, by the way, with Kent Hans over there at Texas Tech University, and sure enough, I noticed Mark was using all of that information from that conversation. I doubt he ever checked whether he couldn't verify some of it. A lot of it was anecdotal because I know Kent Hans personally, and so it's kind of funny.
I think it's a fair trade, as if they are able to poach off of your knowledge, as long as they send the cheerleaders over here whenever they're.
But they don't. That's the bad part. And they still are guests when they're wandering in the hall. Ricky Bennett was walking around here. The assistant general manager there at the Astros was on Wednesday on our show, and before he got in here, those guys hijacked him.
Can't blame them.
So this is a tough neighborhood. So anyway, you got to watch the Sports Radio 610 guys. All right, I want to welcome, of course, Steve Levine over there from Steve Levine Media. Welcome back for your monthly visit.
Well, it's good to be back.
Yeah, I feel like a doctor.
I might check me later.
But tell us a little bit about who you brought with us.
Oh, absolutely. Our September Real Estate Executive Cover honoree is Tim Sojka with Keller Williams Houston West, and Tim's a rather newcomer to the real estate scene, still considered kind of a rookie, but my Publishers Advisory Board nominated him and voted unanimously that he'd be the cover honoree for this September issue. And he's a great guy and has his priorities straight, and it really has exploded on the real estate scene.
Interesting.
I think you're the first guy from Keller Williams. There's been some from the other guys, so glad to have you here. It's good to be here.
Yeah, we're not sure who the other guys are, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
It seems like there's one company that hell yeah, you know who it is? Who is it that you tend to have? We tend to see a lot of.
Oh, it's been Century 20. No, it's been Remax.
Remax.
Quite a bit.
Remax. We thought Remax owed you there for a while, Steve Levine.
Well, there is some money. No.
Gotta watch that. This is radio. So, and when you say one of the newer guys, how new is new?
I've been in the business about 2.5 years, but we kind of took off pretty quickly. I think our first year we sold about 35 houses. Last year was our first full year in real estate, and we sold 76 houses last year. So this year we're going to sell about 100. So it kind of makes us a little different. We got big quick because I had some background. I worked for Pepsi and Nestle and really understood marketing and understood the importance of marketing clients' homes. So we came into this looking at ourselves as a marketing company first, customer service company really second, and the fact that I was in real estate was almost superfluous. And I think if you look at yourself that way, if you're any company, the big marketing companies tend to grow a little quicker. And we look at ourselves as a big marketing company first.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.